Welcome to Focal Point, the show where we bring you real conversations with real people, centering humanity and truth. I'm your host, Dr. Elijah Nicholas, and today we have an unforgettable lineup. My next guest is a minister, a healer, a counselor, and an author whose purpose is to help others reconnect with their light. She lives her joy boldly through faith, through service, and through laughter. Please welcome Reverend Dr. Lakara Foster. Reverend Dr.
Yes.
Lakara Foster.
That is
Welcome to Focal Point.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my God, this is such a surreal moment, isn't
So surreal.
it? I am so honored and happy to have you here in the studio.
And I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, this just makes sense.
You gonna make me cry already? We're gonna be laughing. Y'all might as well get ready. We're gonna be laughing this entire segment. So I know you.
Yes.
But for our many viewers around the world who have no idea who Dr. Lakara Foster is, who is Lakara?
That is such a great question. That's something I ask every day, right? So I am a native of New Orleans, Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
I am a psychic medium,
Mm-hmm.
and I am also a minister and spiritual teacher. And I am enjoying life.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's a whole lot to unpack right there. Like we could do
I just threw it all on you.
5 segments on all of that.
Yes.
Let me just say, I'm so proud of you all too. So for our viewers, I have known Reverend Dr. Foster for at least 20 years, almost 20 years.
Yeah, just about that, yeah.
Something like that. And so we have watched one another's growth.
Yes, watched and participated.
Watched and participated because we were accountability
partners for our books. My second book, your first book, I believe. Yes.
Yeah. From whence we've come.
Yes.
yes. So who is Dr. Foster though? Let's go a little bit deeper because there's some stuff I want to unpack.
Oh, let's
there.
unpack. So I'm also an author, right? I've written 4 books. Listen, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a fiance, I'm a fur baby mama.
Yes, fur baby mama. How's your fur baby doing?
She's absolutely wonderful. They are awesome. So it's 2 of them, so they're wonderful.
Oh, it's 2 now.
Yeah.
Okay, fur babies.
Fur babies.
Okay.
Yes. Axel and Luna.
Axel and Luna.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I know that's a fun time.
It's a time.
We've got our dogs in the studio today. So today, my Tilly is here. So today is like doggy daycare at work.
Bring your dog to work day.
Yes, we'll have to tell you next time so you can bring
I'm not
Axel.
bringing Luna.
No,
I'm not bringing her.
They'll cut all
They
the
be
way
running
up.
the camera.
They will cut all the way up. So, all of our segments now on Focal Point, this season 2 is about joy.
I love that.
And we're talking about joy based on my book.
Yes.
And so I want to talk about joy today. So let's start
joy.
off with joy because I've seen you over the years, and I will tell you this glow that you have now, it's literally like, y'all can't see it in the studio, or maybe you can, but there's literally like an aura around you, like a halo.
Thank you.
And it's absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
And so walk me through how you got to the space that you're in today.
I had started saying about 2 years ago that my compass points in the direction of joy. And so I only want to go where the joy is. I only want to go where people feel joyful, opportunities feel joyful, spaces feel joyful. And I have the freedom to do that, And so lately I've just been saying that joy is my priority. And I understand that people can have different priorities in different seasons. Like there might be a season where money is your priority or where, relationship or whatever is joy is my priority in this season.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
So when I actually wrote Joy, I went to Florida.
Okay.
I went to the ocean. I was like, my blood pressure was high. I was stressed. I was on 10.
Yeah.
And I realized that I got off path at the time This
Yeah.
was December of last year,
Okay.
2024.
Yes.
And I realized that I had gotten off path because I was helping so many people get to joy. Right. And so I realized that, okay, I need to pause and I need to,
Get some
take
for
some time.
myself.
And then hence Joy was produced. And then also I declared
Yeah.
at the ocean after washing my feet.
Yeah.
I said 2025 is the year of Elijah Joy.
I love that.
And so that has been my hashtag.
Yeah.
Like all year.
I love
and if
that.
it don't bring me joy,
Listen, because when you turn a certain age,
a certain age.
we don't got to talk about it.
But just know it's a certain.
It is a certain one that if people are lucky, they too will reach it.
Listen.
And they will see what we're talking about.
And when you get there, joy is the priority.
Joy is the priority.
Yes.
That is, I prioritize my day with joy. I want a slow morning. I want to meditate. I want to pray. I want to listen to some music. I might twerk. We'll see,
Okay, come on, twerk.
all the things, right?
Or sing, because you're a singer too,
listen,
right?
thank you for recognizing
and you're
that.
welcome.
No,
I've heard you sing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And so, everyday joy. So I love that. I love when I saw the book, I was like, this is it.
Yeah.
This is it. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. So what brings you joy?
That's such a great question. There's so many things, right? I feel like my community brings me joy. My community is my family, my friends, my church. Like that brings me joy. My fur babies, of course. My work brings me joy.
Yes.
The work that I get to do. And, people will say, they're like, do you do this full time? Like being a medium? And I'm like, I do it full time. It is my full-time job. And it brings me joy to watch people get healing for themselves. Because I say that we're not healers, right? We are agents of healing.
Oh, that's good.
Right? Yeah, because, the scripture says, physician, heal thyself. So you have to heal yourself. But other people can be agents of healing. And so being able to be an agent of healing brings me joy. Yeah, because I know that this is the work that I'm called to do.
I absolutely love that. And aren't we blessed to be able to have joy in what we do?
It is a privilege. I believe that. Yeah.
It is. And
but it's also a birthright.
It is a birthright.
Yeah.
Yes, you've been reading the book too, huh? But you're right. It's both a privilege and a birthright.
Yeah.
And I think when we understand and are able to walk in that duality, so we don't allow the ego to come in and say, this is my birthright, I deserve it, and take advantage of other people. Yeah,
that's good.
And yet at the same time, like, I deserve joy.
Yeah.
Like, it is my right to have and to walk in joy. And how beautiful it is for you to help other people find and remember that joy.
And I think I'm reminded every day that we really don't have as much time as we think we have, right? And I think sometimes we can be very arrogant with time, right? We think I have tomorrow, do you? We think I have next week. Do you? Right? Because this work shows me that, when people call and they've lost a loved one, to an accident or to a disease or to whatever, it's always, I thought I would have more time. And so we don't know, like the scripture tells us, none of us know the day or the hour for certain. So I try not to take time for granted and really ask myself, what is it that I want to experience? Yeah. And it always comes back to joy. Whether it's laughter or just, just happiness or a good plate of food or a good television show. Everybody's talking about did you watch this show on Netflix? And everybody was just talking about the trauma. And I was like, I don't want to watch that.
No,
I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to watch it. I was like, I don't even have capacity for it right now. I don't want to move out this joyful space that I'm in.
And I think that's something that people don't realize, just the slightest turning on of the television, the what you put on the radio, what selection, what station you choose. Yeah. All of that impacts. Yeah.
All of it is energy. All of it is a frequency.
Absolutely. And I what I like to help people do is realize that. Yeah. Because when you realize or remember, okay, whatever I decide to do today is going to impact the frequency that I'm on.
That's good.
And the level of joy that I have.
That's good.
Which is going to impact the level of joy that I bring to other people and to the world. I remember, so my grandma Ann, she passed probably 2000, this is 25, probably 2022.
Okay.
Maybe 22 or 23. And I remember my last time Mama and I had flown to Texas, my last time going to visit her. And she grabbed my hand and she said, Eli, do it. Why you got time? And I was like, I didn't really get it in that moment.
Yeah.
And shortly after that, I made a promise to myself and I flew to Brazil for New Year's Eve, just like for a couple of nights.
Yeah.
And I got it.
Yeah.
And I like heard her.
Do
and
it
so
while you have
now,
time.
when I'm contemplating something, whether it brings me joy or not, or whether I want to do something, I hear my grandma Ann saying, do it.
Do it while you got time.
Do it while you can.
I know that's right.
Time. And so let's talk about you being a medium and a minister. How is that? Well, first of all, let's tell the folks what you do.
Yes.
Like when you say your work. What is your work?
So as a medium, I get an opportunity to connect people to their departed loved ones, right? In hopes of bringing them healing, closure, and peace. And I tell people I don't talk to the dead. That's not what I'm doing, right? All of us are energy. We're energy before we enter these bodies, while we're in them, and when we depart from them. And this gift allows me to be able to tap into that energy. And so that is the work. Yeah. And I'm also a minister. So I'm also an associate pastor at a church. And so every now and again, I get to bring the word, right? And so I think a lot of people, their first thought is that somehow the gift and the calling are in conflict with one another. And I say, no, they're absolutely complementary of one another. Yeah.
And so why is that people would say that that's a conflict, being a medium and a minister? Well,
I think one is that is what people, that's what people are taught. Right? Because, the Bible mentions something. And so I always say, a lot of times we don't do the theological work, right? Or the theological unpacking of scripture, and knowing that, King James wrote his version in 1611. And it's like, okay, well, you got to know who he was, and his obsession with witches and they didn't want him over there. Right. So they were like, they threw hexes on his boat, and they were very bold about it. Like, no, this is what we did. So when he got the opportunity to write his version, he lumped everybody into one category. He said the witches, the mediums, the psychics, the seers, y'all don't need to go see them, right? But as an African person, right, it's like, well, this is who we've always been. Even before this religion was impressed upon us, we had our own religions.
Yes.
Where, mediums and seers were integral to our communities and our tribes and our villages. They were relied upon. And then someone came and said, no, you shouldn't do that. Why?
Yes. Why would you do that?
Absolutely.
Like, why would you separate the two?
Absolutely. And so I think people are now coming around to really understanding, one, that we don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? Like I love Jesus, right? And I love the teachings of Jesus. And I don't believe that Jesus wanted us to follow Jesus. I do believe that Jesus wanted us to study and learn and Jesus said, greater works will we do. And so I believe that being a medium and a minister is my greater works. And so then my job is to help people discover what their greater works are.
Yes.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that. And I have seen you like in your gift.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, well, how do I phrase that? I've seen you like fully operating in the moment.
Yes.
Where your gift is like elevated in the physical, I'll say. And it is something to behold. And I have seen healing. I have seen like what I consider to be miracles, past trauma.
Yeah.
And so my question is, how or do you, when are you able to like be off?
I get a lot of off time, right?
Okay.
In that, I feel like because I'm in alignment with the work, it's almost like with a television, that if the television is on the whole time, this is what I tell people, you only know what's going on if you're tuned into it, right? So it's never not off, but I'm not like having to tune into it all day long. Back before I was, said yes completely to the word, I feel like Spirit we'd be in Walmart and Spirit would be like, go over there and tell that lady that her daddy is okay. And I'd be like, no!
Just randomly.
Yeah, just randomly, right? I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. And I'd be sitting up there arguing. I'll never forget, we were driving back. I was coming back from New Orleans, and two things so that it makes sense.
Okay.
The first time I'm in the restaurant and Spirit says, go over there and tell this woman that she's sitting there eating her pizza that I'm okay, right? That this is her father and that I'm okay and I passed of cancer and this is how she's going to know it's me. And I was like, absolutely not. Right. And Spirit was like, no, it's okay. And I didn't go. And the woman left out. And by the time I finished with my meal, I go outside and like 2 of my tires are flat. Right.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, okay, I'm never going to do that again, right? And so then a couple of months later, I'm on the way back from New Orleans, and my friend at the time, we go into it's like a Jimmy John's or Subway or something, and I'm standing there, and the girl who's making my sandwich, Spirit is like, her grandmother's here, and tell her that her grandmother just passed, and then I was like, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
So I get in the car, and I'm sitting there, and my friend was like, you were hearing something in the store. And I'm like, I was like, this lady's grandmother. She was like, we're not going nowhere until you go tell that lady what her grandmother said. So I went, so now that I'm like fully in the work and this is the work I do, I feel like Spirit is like, okay, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I get that and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And how are you able to just take downtime though? Because I would imagine, so what I hear in my mind is all these people saying, hey, Dr. Foster, I need you to go tell my loved one this.
Yeah.
Is that not the case?
No, not like it was. Before it would be really loud, but now I feel like I'm kind of mastering the gift.
Okay.
So they're like, they know I'm going to do the work. And so if I'm at dinner or something and something comes up, we were out at dinner the other day and this woman who was serving us, she was so sweet. And she was just taking extra care of us. And I was like, okay, the mother figure's here and I have to just let her know. And so what happened, she saw that my partner had my partner noticed her ring. And she started talking about her ring and she said it was a Merkaba. And I was like, oh yeah, I know what a Merkaba is. I have the necklace. Okay. And it's like a geometric shape, right? It's like the as above, so below shape.
Okay.
And we started talking about it, and she said, she goes to a church that's a spiritualist church. And I said, oh, I know what that is. I had an opportunity to speak at a church like that in New York, and we got to talking. And I was like, can I tell you something? And she was like, please. Right?
She was ready, waiting for it, huh?
Yeah, so that doesn't happen often, but when it does, I'm very obedient to it. It is what it is. But it's not all day. I probably work about 4 or 5 hours a day. Okay. And then, all is well. So
I imagine when I hear you say I work 4 or 5 hours a day, I picture, I don't think you punching a time clock. Is it it's Spirit wake you up and say, okay, it's time to go? Or do you have a structure?
No, usually I wake up, I have a lot of time in the morning. My day doesn't start till about 12, right? Okay. But I get up at 8. So during that time, it's just I get housework done, I tend to the kids, and then I'm kind of getting in mode, if you will. And at 12 o'clock is I have a call and then and really if you've had a reading before. So it's just it's very conversational. So it's so funny because people call and if I'm on the video and this is their first time, they're like, oh, I thought you were going to have a turban on. And I'm like,
and
no,
all the moon and stars in the background.
I'm like, absolutely not. We're not doing any of that, right? So then they, they'll send a review or they'll tell somebody and they're just oh, this is most regular conversation with Spirit coming through and saying XYZ. So and that's really what it is. I'm like, no, Spirit is communicating with us and they're not going to, they're going to communicate how they would if they were here. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever had to tell someone who asked for a reading, no, I can't do that?
No, I've not had to tell anyone no. There was this woman, it was a long time ago too. It was when I first started. There was a baby that was coming through and the baby had passed and it was because her husband had cheated and she had harassed the other woman until the woman miscarried. Oh, wow. And so I was like, you got to make that right. You got to, that's what the baby was coming, you got to make that right. But outside of that, no, it's never been a situation. Yeah.
And so you are Dr. Foster now
Yes.
too, and also officially inducted into the Moorehouse
Yes.
Preachers Board. Am I
Yes.
saying it right?
Board of Preachers.
Board of Preachers.
Uh-huh,
Yes, we want to
uh-huh.
make sure that we get that right
Yes.
for the Moorehouse Board of Preachers. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell me about your journey to becoming a preacher, pastor, minister,
and
how this came about.
You know, I feel like you prophesied this like so long ago, right? We'd like go to the coffee shop. And I remember that one day I was like, I need to talk to Bishop. And you were like, I'm going to make it happen. Like, and you would like see so much from me for sure, you know. You started off being director of the women's ministry at the church. That's where I started. And it was just like, okay, cool. You know, I'm just doing my thing. And one Sunday I was in church and God was like, you're not seeing the full picture. And this was like 2017. And I'm like, okay, like what is the full picture? And God is like, you don't see yourself preaching my word, right? And there are things that like I can't deliver to you until you see yourself doing this, and you're doing this. Now, what's happening at church while this is happening, right? Because I'm on the road and the kids are like dancing and everybody's like, go, like cheering the kids on. And I'm sitting up there bawling my eyes. And my friend is looking at me like, what is wrong with you? And I'm having this whole complete meltdown in church because I am hearing God say, like, you got to go to seminary, right?
Wow.
So I was like, okay, God, like, I'm totally surrendered. When I hear that voice, and I know you know, like, you hear the voice, it is non-negotiable.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do it. So I said, okay, I'm going to sign up. That was a Sunday. By that Thursday, our bishop had, like, I don't know, broke his leg, broke his ankle or something. And they call like an all-call meeting for like all of the ministers and elders and deacons. But I'm just the director of women. So I'm on the call. So the executive pastor at the time, he says, listen, Bishop's going to be calling some of you all up to preach because he's going to be out the next couple of Sundays. He'll be there, but he can't stand up. So I was like, well, he's not talking to me because I'm just the director of women, right? And sure enough, like the next Thursday, like he calls, like, Bishop wants you to preach on Sunday. I'm like, I'm not a minister. I'm not. Like,
wait a minute.
Right. And I was like, okay, like, God, I heard you. And I preached my first sermon a week after I said yes to the call.
A week after?
A week after, yes.
Wow.
And so I enrolled at the ITC, the Interdenominational Theological Center here in Atlanta, and did my work there. And, you know, whenever I'm called up to preach, I get up and I give the word. And again, I'm always very conscious, even in my work with my clients, of bringing or reminding them that God is all in this, right? That there's no separation between this work, what I'm doing in the ministerial calling, and even the background in therapy. Like it's all in there. And so then I got a call at the top of the year saying, hey, we want to induct you into the Board of Preachers. And I was like, now, you know what's even more fascinating?
What's that?
Is in 2015, I went to go see Bishop, right? The same year that I became the director of women, I went to Moorehouse to see Bishop be inducted into the Board of Preachers.
Really?
Keep in mind, I'm not a preacher or anything. And I was sitting there and I'm going, I'm going to be inducted in here one day. I don't even know where I'm at, right? I don't even know what we're doing, right? I was just like, I'm going to be inducted into this one day. And so like 10 years later, here we are. And it's a phenomenal, it's just phenomenal thing to have happened, especially with the people in my cohort, for sure.
Your cohort was, from what I could see, just on the stage and a few people that I'm familiar with. It seems your cohort is really indicative of the shift.
I believe that. I believe that because they had Reverend Christian A. Smith, Manasseh Jordan, Carrie Bryant, Dr. Anika Wilson Brown. Like, I'm like, oh, these are the troublemakers. Like
the disruptors.
The disruptors. There you go. Truly the disruptors.
Yes. Well, I love it, and I am so proud of you. And
Thank you. I'm so proud of you as well.
To see all that is to come. So finally, I want to ask you, if there's somebody that is trying to get to joy, trying to get to this glow that Dr. Foster has, what advice do you have for them?
That's such a great question. I just believe, and I know people say this all the time, right? But I believe that authenticity leads to alignment, right? And I think that if people can really truly tap into their authenticity, like regardless of what people think or what people say, or because people gonna think and say whatever they want to say anyway. But really looking into like, who did God call me to be, and be very diligent about becoming that, right? And I believe that that puts you in alignment. And I think that that's what joy is. I think that joy is alignment. Yeah, I think at the core of it, that's what it is.
Yeah, I love that. And I'm reminded of something that I heard in church this past Sunday when the preacher said, stop trying to become the thing that hurt you.
And that's something.
And I think it comes to my mind now because oftentimes we try to mimic what we see when our gift is not seen. And so oftentimes we're becoming something that we've never seen. We've never experienced.
We are the blueprint.
Before. We are the blueprint.
We are the blueprint. And I think that if people could be okay with being the blueprint, like it's never been done. And the reason it's never been done is like you have your own individual fingerprint. Right? Like people can have the same DNA, but nobody has the same fingerprint. Because God is like, I want you to do it in your way.
Do your greater works in your way.
In your way.
That is so good.
That's so good.
And on that note, so folks, now we are going to do what I like to call Joy Rising. It is a bit of a rapid fire, rapid response. You ready, Doctor?
I'm ready.
Okay, so what song brings you joy?
You Bring Me Joy by Anita Baker.
Sing a little bit.
Oh, no. You don't want me to do that. You want people to tune in.
Yes. Okay. What makes you laugh? Like uncontrollably crying?
Uncontrollably. Oh, that's such a great question. I don't know. Probably something funny on a meme or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what movie brings you joy?
The Color Purple.
The Color Purple.
Brings me joy. Yes.
What's your favorite scene in The Color Purple?
Oh, my favorite scene is when she says, "Have I ever asked you for anything? I have never asked you for nothing, not even your hand in marriage." That is my favorite scene.
Yes. And finally, this is a fill in the blank.
Yes.
Joy shines when?
Joy shines when I am doing the work that God called me to do.
I absolutely love that. And on that note, Reverend Dr. Lakara Foster,
thank you.
Thank you so much for coming to Focal Point.
Thank you for having me.
You're absolutely
welcome. It's been a joy.
It's been a joy. And that is the Focal Point. We'll be right back. Joy isn't something we have to chase. It's something we create, something we allow. And when we make space for it, it rises. If you've been searching for that kind of joy, I mean real lasting soul level joy, I'd love to help guide you on that journey. My new book, Joy, A Journey to Choosing, Creating, and Living in Joy, is now available on Amazon. So wherever you are, take a breath, let your shoulders drop, let your heart open, and let your joy rise. This is your Focal Point.